I have a very good friend who starts his radio show every morning with a prayer. And I'm trying to be very prayerful, and I pray every day before I walk into this studio. I pray for the wisdom and the clarity and the guidance from God to get it right. You know, we're in the middle of a war right now, and I feel like we're just sort of all feeling it. And talked to one of my kids last night, and he's struggling, and so many Americans are struggling. And one of the emotions we have to guard against is anger. I got so mad last night when I saw the coverage of President Trump and Vice President Biden's speeches. Biden gave a speech, Fox News carried the whole thing. CNN carried the whole thing. MSNBC carried the whole thing. Trump gave a speech in the Rose Garden. Fox News carried the whole thing. CNN bailed out. MSNBC bailed out. They wouldn't cover it. They didn't want their viewers to see the 45th president of the United States criticize his opponent, Joe Biden. Wolf Blitzer said that's nagging. That's political. It's degenerated into politics. The president had the audacity in an election year, just a few months before the election, to be political in a speech to the American people. Here's what the president said about the Obama-Biden administration, something that he has to run against as we get nearer and nearer the general election.
But if we had listened to Joe Biden, hundreds of thousands of additional lives would have been lost. And if you look at the job he did on swine flu, I looked at a poll. They have polls on everything nowadays. And they got very bad marks on the job they did on the swine flu. H1N1. He calls it N1H1. H1N1. Got very poor marks from Gallup on the job they did on swine flu.
That's the reason CNN and MSNBC claims they pulled out of the speech. They pulled out of the speech because they don't want Americans to see anything the president is saying. They lied about the Mount Rushmore speech because they don't want you to know what the president's message is. President pointed out, listen, China is playing a very crucial role, and the guy who has been sounding the alarm about China since the day he came down the escalator and announced he was running for president has been this guy.
Joe Biden's entire career has been a gift to the Chinese Communist Party and to the calamity of errors that they've made. They made so many errors, and it's been devastating for the American worker. China has taken out hundreds of billions of dollars a year from our country, and we rebuilt China. I give them all the credit in the world. I don't give the credit for the people that used to stand here because they allowed this to happen where hundreds of billions of dollars were taken out of the United States Treasury in order to rebuild China.
Now, if you don't think they're going to try to scare enough Americans into voting for Joe Biden, think again. Hillary Clinton is on the bandwagon. And Hillary Clinton said something to Trevor Noah of The Daily Show that she knows is wrong. I have people in my life who are very progressive, and they say, oh, maybe Trump won't even leave the White House if he loses. And I look at them and I say, I know you don't believe that. Maybe it's kind of a joke to say that or whatever. Well, here's Hillary on national television, on Comedy Central, on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. She actually said this.
Well, I think it is a fair point to raise as to whether or not, if he loses, he's going to go quietly or not. And we have to be ready for that. But there have been so many academic studies and other analyses which point out that it's just it's an inaccurate, fraudulent claim. There isn't that problem.
Now, I don't know if she means he's going to, I mean, do you think Donald Trump, if he loses on November 3rd, is going to stop speaking? Do you think he's going to say, he's going to stop expressing what he thinks is right for America? I don't know that that's what she means. The inference is he'll barricade him in the office and won't leave. They're employing every tactic they know in order to desperately drag Joe Biden across the finish line.